Sadly, that's the most of the Capcom logo I could get. I cannot activate my video recorder in time. But anyway, we got another Mugen game. I'm sure you've heard of Falchion 22's Street Fighter 1 Mugen game. Well, here's another game. This time with a few updated graphics and some bells and whistles. Alright, it got maximum difficulty. Let's see what we got. Got a nice size roster of all the characters from Street Fighter 1 and all the Final Fight characters from Street Fighter 5 that were used in Street Fighter 1's arcade mode for that game. Kind of a neat touch. Anyway, I'm gonna pick Joe because no one else is going to pick Joe. Who cares about Joe? He's not Ryu, he's not Ken, he's not Sagat, he's just Joe. And that just really encapsulates the average Joe archetype. But he's got Johnny Cage's nut punch. I mean, it's no wonder they never brought Joe back. He's such a plain design. Then again, Birdie was such a plain design and they brought him back and made him a lot more interesting before making him fat, making him a typical fat slob character. Like I said, you know how none of my fat characters are like that? Play Earthquake Warriors. None of them are like that. I really should do a video advertising my Earthquake Warriors RPG. It's available on waitgaming.com, though I haven't made a commercial for it yet. And I feel like I should, but I just remember a while ago, I tried recording footage for it, and it was like, I don't know, it depends on my mood. I know it's not a great RPG. It really is a novelty RPG, but, I don't know, some days I'm happy with what I made, other days I'm like, I have been working on an expansion, though. I'm planning like 3 mega levels and 1 final mega boss after all 3 of those levels, although each of the 3 big levels has their own final boss. But I don't want to get into full details. Not here anyway, since I'm advertising a game I created while playing someone else's game. Come to think of it, is that kinda disrespectful? Yeah, let's talk about this game. And honestly, it's a pretty fun Mugen game. Hey guys, remember when Birdie was white? His excuse for that was, I was sick at the time. Then why are you in a fighting tournament if you're sick? Think maybe you should stay in bed or go to the hospital or something. If you're actually a black guy and your skin is white because you're sick, I don't think that's healthy. But whatever. Birdie's pretty easy with Joe once I can find the rhythm. You just gotta use the nut punch on him as he's doing his attack. Let's see if I can get it right. Oh! I miss when Johnny Cage would do that when doing the nut punch. He'd hit the nut punch and he'd go, oh! Who was the wrestler that did that? Who was the wrestler known for, oh! I don't remember. I want to say Rowdy Roddy Piper, but I don't think that's right. Not sure whose voice they're using for Joe in this game. It's kind of weird seeing him raise his arms and not be all up, okay, baby! Or whatever he said in the original game. Now, come to think of it, did he have any special moves in the original Street Fighter? Like, how does this version of Joe compare to the Falchion 22 version? I'd have to go back. Come to think of it, although they never officially used Joe Ghost in another game, I've heard people speculate that a Bell from Street Fighter 4 is actually a renamed Joe Ghost. But you know what? I'm not sure I buy that, but I'll give you a crack theory in a little bit. Because we're fighting Ryu, and oh boy. Next to Ken, Ryu might be the hardest opponent in the game. But anyway, here is my theory. And I know this is gonna sound super nutso, and it's probably wrong and all that, but my theory is that Baalf from Street Fighter 4, the grappler dude with the blonde hair and whatnot, my theory is that Baalf from Street Fighter 4 is Ray McDougal. And I know what you're thinking, what? That's not a Street Fighter character! Well, no, Ray McDougal is not from Street Fighter, he's from Fighter's History. But I do find a few things a little suspicious, like, they kind of got the same eyebrows going for them. They have two different hairstyles, but I wouldn't be surprised if Ray McDougal cut his hair. Also, both of them have a wheel kick attack. Yeah, they both have a kick called the wheel kick. Granted, they operate differently, but that's not the point. Also, both of them use DDTs in their grappling arsenal. Both of them use wind-based attacks, Abel using wind in his supers, and Ray using wind in his projectiles. And I'm gonna say this, Street Fighter has ribbed Fighter's History in the past before. I noticed Yoon's moveset seems oddly similar to Lee's moveset from Fighter's History. And it's ironic when in Street Fighter Alpha 3 Upper, he's like, the original, like me, whenever he wins a battle. And that just seems like they were intentionally trying to be ironic, because Yoon's moveset wasn't actually that original. And yeah, that is my silly crack theory. Abel from Street Fighter 4 is Ray McDougal. Or at least a knockoff Ray McDougal. Kinda meant to be another jab at Fighter's History like Yoon was. Oh dang, I won! I was so busy commenting on that weird crack theory that I didn't comment on the match. My name is Joe Ghost, and don't you forget it, Dweebenheimer! Yeah, he's no Ryo Sakazaki, but whatever. Yes, I know I overuse the term Dweebenheimer a lot, but it's a fun term to say. Dang it, Ryo Sakazaki, or whatever your name is. Anyway, now I am fighting not Balrog. And, Mike is actually pretty tough, too. Honestly, they made Mike kind of a good guy here. In fact, his ending does mention Balrog, like, M. Bison gives, Mike the opportunity to join him, and Mike's like, no, I'm not interested, though Balrog might be interested, maybe you should go ask him. But seriously, this version of Mike is actually kind of a sweetheart. He's fighting to provide money for orphans and whatnot, and that's nice. Good on you, Mike. I honestly had no idea what he said in the original game. He seems to use Jax Briggs' voice. Think from the Mortal Kombat 9, maybe, but definitely somewhere in the Mortal Kombat games. I'm not sure which ones, though. One thing I noticed is that Mike and Joe both have that multi-fist attack. And like I said, Mike is kind of a tough cook. See if I can turn things around. Oof. Maybe if I do a lot of jumping. He doesn't seem to have good anti-air. Neither does Joe, to be honest. Actually, I think of it, Joe's anti-air isn't that bad. He has this charging uppercut attack. I guess that's like Balrog's charging uppercut attack, which can be used as an anti-air. Though it's kind of difficult to use. You know, why aren't there more anti-air attacks with the back-forward charge function? I thought that was kind of cool using that with Balrog. And then, speaking of Fighter's History, Mars Torius has this move called Needle Kick. And I always found that to be a surprisingly intuitive anti-air, and I'm kind of surprised there aren't more anti-airs like Balrog's charging uppercut or Mars Torius's kneel kick. You know, maybe one day I should buy Fighter's History Dynamite for the PS4, because Fighter's History Dynamite is that Street Fighter knockoff you wouldn't expect to be so competent, and yet, for a knockoff, it actually manages to play a mean game of Street Fighter 2. It actually feels like all the characters' movesets were thought out, and yeah, the gameplay's decent. I know it's not the greatest fighting game ever, but for what it is, it's one of those games that kind of exceeds expectations. I'll just put it that way. Alright, fighting Cody. Cody was not in the original Street Fighter 1, but he's in this one, and he was also in Falchion 22's game. I find that kind of neat. Also kind of neat that the maker of this game put in Cody, Zeku, Poison, Abigail, and Laura in the game. None of them were in the original Street Fighter. They were all from Final Fight, but they were in the Street Fighter 5, Street Fighter 1 arcade mode, and I don't know, I think it's kind of cool thinking of this game as kind of a missing link between Street Fighter 1 and 2. I mean, sure, you got Street Fighter 5, but you have to buy Street Fighter 5. You can just download this game and it's pretty fun. And I'll admit, Joe's moveset's a little vanilla, but he's kind of fun to play with. That kick there, that can be useful. His multi-attack, that can be useful. And the nut punch, that can be useful too. I haven't found much use for that uppercut though. Also, I didn't notice until just now, but is Joe an edit of Cody? Is it just me, or do they have the same pants and shoes? Do they have the same legs in general? That's kind of funny to think about. But it does kind of just show you how vanilla Joe's design is. It is not the creator of this game's fault. There's not much to work with when it comes to Joe as a character. The person who made Joe Ghost as a Mugen character here did the best they could with what they had to work with. Obviously, they still wanted it to be Joe Ghost. They didn't want it to be a different character, but they still wanted to do what they could with the character. Oofda, Poison is a long ranger, and I have to be honest, Joe seems to have a decent tool set for dealing with her. That jumping kick of his does seem to be useful at stopping her dead in her tracks. Okay, baby! I don't know why, I just want to blurt that out every time he wins. Still, if you don't have any good way of dealing with her range attacks, then she can be a hard one to deal with. And oh boy, that kiss attack. I don't think that's even blockable. I think you have to dodge. Okay, I'll admit, comboing her super projectile into that regular projectile was kind of swag. I'll admit that was kind of swag. I don't know how practical that was since it stops the character from getting stunned, but it was a pretty cool combo to look at least. I am certain that is unblockable. I've tried blocking that and I failed all 3 times. Okay, can I turn this around? Nope, gonna have to go one more round.
Isn't there anyone who could put up a better fight?
Alright, remember the strategies that work on her. She can be one tough hombre, but she is beatable. I think. It's a she, right? I heard somewhere she used to be a dude. Well, right now I'm making her look easy. Well, right now I made her look easy. And another round of, okay, baby. Come on, don't cry. My moves are just too smooth for ya. Next, we're fighting Eagle, and I'm kind of surprised they never brought him back outside of the Capcom vs. SNK games. Also, I'm gonna say this, his sprites do not look like everyone else. I feel like if he had flatter shading and they stretched his sprites out just a tiny bit on the x-axis, that might help. And maybe cut some of his animations, make him a little less smooth to be in line with everyone else. Then again, that's mostly cosmetics. Is that really important? Maybe not. So far, he hasn't been giving me too much problem, but I wouldn't call him a pushover. I've just been doing pretty good. Alright, what else can I do? I mean, he has that counter move that seems to only really counter normals, so I can use that to my advantage whenever he uses it. Oofda. I also gotta watch out for that overhead attack, I guess. And he kept charging at me. Oh, okay, I guess it doesn't only work on normals. But wait, it doesn't work on the multi-punch, but it works on that charging uppercut? That's kind of weird. Alright, grapple out of the corner. Oofda, I haven't been able to use that super very much. Honestly, that super almost seems unblockable. I've rarely seen anyone block it, even when they're in a blocking state. So, I don't know how that works. Alright, let's see what he says to Old Eagle. Get lost, pal. I don't fight anyone below my level. And next, we're going to fight the bonus round. And this has to be one of the lamest bonus rounds ever. But once again, it's not the dev's fault. It's not the person who made this game's fault. Because that's kind of just how lame it was in Street Fighter 1. Although I will admit this long pause is, something happening? Oh, there we go. Okay, I almost thought the game froze for a moment. Wouldn't have been good. Nope, I can't crack both of those with one punch. Like, if you're trying, you basically can't lose. And, to be honest, what's the point? Was there a point in the original? May as well have cut it, to be honest. Okay, baby! I suppose it's a nice warm-up for the final two bosses, though. Okay, Joe, you've come so far. You can't lose now. Next, you're fighting Add-on, the mid-boss of the game. I'll show you just how strong I am! Alright, Add-on's quite the jumpy kind, so you gotta watch out for those aerial attacks. Oh boy. Okay. Should I fight him in the air? I don't know if that's a good idea. Okay. Okay, that was a horrible time to use a super move. Sorry, like endgame jitters here. I'm gonna admit, endgame jitters. Okay, no. Ah! Oh, super special! Okay. Like I said, endgame jitters. I'm getting a little nervous. There's like the last two opponents. Add-on's kind of tough. Hoofda. Nah, I think I can do it. Ooh, nice. I used the uppercut well there. I want to use all of the moves. I want to show I'm knowledgeable with a character. I may not be a master at a character, but I want to at least show I'm knowledgeable. And, okay, baby. Alright, just gotta beat him one more time, and then it's off to Sagat. And I am expecting Sagat to be really hard. Like this, as hard as this guy is, I'm expecting the Sagat to be a nightmare. Oh, maybe hitting him in the air is a good idea. And then I Dweebenheimer did again. Come on, Baalf. Oh boy. Ooh. Okay. Okay. You're still winning. Don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. Oh, yes. Combo. Come on, stop dweebin'-imering it. Ay. All right. Okay. One more hit. One more good hit, and he is down. Okay, baby. All right. Off to Sagat. He's gotta be pretty tough, though. Okay, so here it is. The final boss of the game. This has to be a nightmare. Okay, Sagat starts things off pretty strong. All right. Okay. I mean, this guy's gotta be really tough, and this guy's gotta be like, hang on. Okay, there we go. That wasn't so bad. I mean, I don't know, it doesn't feel like I'm... Okay, there we go. Oofda. I don't know, it's just... I guess I'm expecting Sagat to be a little harder than this. I mean, it kind of messes with your brain. You don't think he's gonna be so easy, but it is. Then again, maybe I'm just getting lucky, and there, I won! That was anticlimactic, to be honest. But anyway, here we get a... Oh, come on. Poor Joe, come on.
Sorry, Joe, but you lost. See you all next year. Ken Masters, you have defend your title, and Joe, you have a shot to go after Ken's title, so train hard, and we will see you all back next year. Have a nice day, and take care.
Poor Joe. He's so lame he doesn't even get a happy ending. He's like the Jarek of Street Fighter. But anyway, that was Street Fighter 1, the King of the Hill. Dun 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 dun. Until next time, I'm Baalf, and the cave is closed.